Does Rootz talk facts or not? Because again, Baiteze finished.
They finished fourth.
Right. You finished
second.
Where did East London Ballers finish?
Top.
Right. So Baiteze on the decline. It's been a weird season for you guys because usually you lot are used to dominance, right? So talk me through the season, bro.
Underwhelming, disappointed, disappointing. I don't know if you've seen my post. I put out a post a couple of weeks ago suggesting that we weren't happy with how things finished. And listen, I'm a realist at the end of the day, and a lot of people have been commenting on whether it's pictures, whether it's YouTube, whether it's social media, whatever, Hatch Lane bottled it. Realistically, yes, we did, because it was in our hands to win the league. We lost it. Like, full credit to East London Ballers, and we're going to touch on that very, very soon. But when you look at things, in the grand scheme of things, last season was our worst ever season, the way I look at it, because we've not played, there's never been a season where we've not lifted a trophy, and last season was terrible, but we won the Essex Cup. And this season, we had everything at our disposal. The players are back, new players as well, and we ended the season exactly how we ended last season. So it was a disappointment all around.
So you had your most competitive league, I should say, because there's actually 3 teams in it, right? Yourselves, East London Ballers. You can never roll out Baiteze, even though they've not had the best of seasons. Finished the season with 1 trophy. Like, what we saying then? Is it now East London Ballers time? Because Baiteze are done. They're cooked right now. You know, they're going through the revamp. What phase is it? That sort of stuff. But you guys, you've been consistent throughout that whole journey, but now it's just taking a bit of a dip.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, because I have an overview of everything, and I think that we just let ourselves down. There's no 2 ways about it. We let ourselves down winning. Listen, the Essex Cup is huge. We're the only team to retain the title in 19 years, the only team in the last 20 years or something like that to be in back-to-back finals. That's not been achieved for a long time. So I don't take that for granted, because I've always been saying the Essex Cup is the one that I want. But at the end of the day, once you get it, you're thinking about more. And we've won the league, obviously, twice in the last 4 years. Great, we should have won it again this year. But at the end of the day, the London Cup and the Nationals is what sits at the top of what Hatch Lane wants to achieve. For national recognition, we need those trophies. And yes, we won it 3 years ago, but we haven't managed to get our hands on that. Again, the London Cup specifically, the Nationals, we've never won it. Do you know what I mean? We always fell, and we look at ourselves, because I don't make excuses. We're shit. We were shit in these competitions. The Nationals, we were out in, when was it, in December?
Yeah.
We was out in December against St. Joe's, and if you watched that game, if you was there, you was there. It was like we bottled it. I can't explain it to you any other way. We bottled it. Yes, you look at the highlights and say, okay, but Tyrone's goal was a goal, which it was. Tyler Dolan wasn't offside, which he wasn't. And obviously that's at 0-0. Montel gets sent off right before half time. Listen, it is what it is at the end of the day, but that game we'll come back to later on, because there's something I want to address there. But yeah, man, it was disappointed at the end of the day.
All right. In fact, let's talk about it now, bro. Let's talk about the cup competitions now, bro. Because like you said, St. Joe's got knocked out by them, and then the London Cup final, bro. London Cup final, bro. Literally, Highgate Albion passed the pad. Like, you had to pass the pad. How you get beat 5-0 in a cup final? And the thing is as well, I've had chats with people at the FA, innit? You know who you are. And they said it was kind of close to start off. It was like, ow. Apparently you had some good chances in the first half, and then when it tits up in the second half, 5-0. What's going on?
All right, cool. So, yeah, again, because I went offline, innit? Like, no one could find me.
I think your whole team went offline the whole game.
Offline, but no one could find me. Like, I hadn't spoken to management. There was no one until the Essex Cup final, which was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks later. Something along them lines. I hadn't spoken to no one, because we've not been beat like that before. And the thing is, we've played Highgate previously, and I personally think they've played better before. It's just that during that first period of the game, I think it was like a feeling out process, where we were seeing what they were offering, they were seeing what we were offering. So it was tight in some capacity. You know, you got to respect your opponents. They're always going to have, they're always going to create moments. They're capable of doing that. Look at the players that they've got. but so are we. And up until a certain point, I think once the water break happened, we just capitulated. Like, the first goal went in, don't get me wrong, I put that down to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper had a good sense as to the fact that it was literally 3v2. He gets it, and once he gets it from the corner, if you go and watch it and he throws it out, we still have 7 players in the box. So we still have 7 players in the box, and it's a 2v2, and then the guy who scores the goal, I can't remember his excellence, just runs through the middle and scores. Once that happened, it's like, all right, cool, 1-0. But then we don't do the blame game. I don't blame no one, but I think he's a big enough character in our changing room. He knows himself that Dwight, the mistake that he made, that doesn't happen with him because he's consistent.
Yeah.
Once that happens, 2-0, and then they score the third, it's almost like, I don't think we recovered from that right before half time. The changing room was a madness. I don't know if you saw the video, but it was like everyone was just speechless. And after that, it's just like, what can you, it's like, it's either damage limitations or you go all out. And I think we were caught in between the both of them. And at the end of the day, they just carried on and scored 2 goals. And like I said, I don't think they needed to do too much to actually beat us. If you speak to Adam, I know he's spoken before, but me and Adam are cool. And if you manage to sit down with him, and he'll even tell you himself that it wasn't that kind of game, but they just scored their chances. They just scored their chances, and we didn't really create enough once it went to 2-3-0.
Are they the best team that you faced this season?
This season?
Yeah. Because bearing in mind, you've gone up against East London Ballers, who ended up winning the league. You've gone up against St Joe's, who didn't win the cup, but obviously a decent side nonetheless.
They didn't win the league?
No, they didn't win the Nationals.
Right,
I'm talking about. They didn't win the Nationals. And then obviously you've gone against Highgate, who've gone on and won everything. So I'm asking, is Highgate Albion the best team that you've played this season?
Highgate Albion, besides last season, have been the best team over the last 5 or so years, generally speaking. And I don't think they get enough credit. It's almost like they need to lift the Nationals and the London Cup again in order for people to say, oh, actually, they're actually one of the best teams. They've been consistent for a long time.
Is that a dig at me then, because I don't give them enough credit?
Listen, I'm just saying.
Listen, because I'm getting shots fired on different platforms from Highgate Albion players, I don't give them enough credit. And then I look at my feed, I'm like, Highgate Albion, Copper 90, Highgate Albion, Rootz TV. You know what I mean? Like, how much glazing do you want? Jardel, how much glazing do you want, brother? Do you know what I'm saying? This is not a Highgate Albion TV, this is Rootz TV, you know? Raw, straight to the point. Anyway,
do you know the thing is, yeah, with them, they don't normally do too much talking on socials. But I think now they're in a position where they can talk their talk now.
Yeah, talk their talk, man.
And I would allow anyone from Hatch to talk their talk because they've had to deal with it for a long time. It's like, they got to a final, oh, you lost because blah, 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 this, that and the other. I'm talking about the Nationals when they lost against, them man.
Yeah.
They win the London Cup. Are we going to get some respect now? It's like, but Baiteze have just, Baiteze are this, that and the other, and SC Dons, obviously they had gone into Saturday then. But no, but Hatch Lane is still there. Hatch Lane, this, that. It's like, hold on a second, what do we need to do? They've been consistent for a long time, and listen, they're the best team that we've come up against this season, and they're, quite frankly, the best team we've played over the last 5 years.
And I say the same thing, they're the best team in Sunday League. The only caveat that has always been, which they don't own up to, which I'll just say it with your chest, is that they pay players. Like, you could do the whole smiling thing. Brother, we all know it, bro. Listen, Baller League final, I had players that have been offered from Highgate Albion to play for Highgate Albion. They come up to me, openly said it. They told me they've been getting 3 figures. So it's common knowledge, bro. In fact, let me put this to you. You've played the money bag teams. Yeah, you've played 3 of them, in fact. Yeah, I'm out in it. Rootz TV is out in it. You've played East London Ballers.
By name.
Yeah. You played St Joe's. Apparently, that's what I've seen in the comment section. And you've played Highgate Albion. The 3 money bag teams. Who's the greatest? Or who's the richest of them all?
Who's the richest?
Well, let's say...
Well, put it this way. Look, I don't know too much about St Joe's, so I can't really comment too much. But yeah, I have heard that from them. And don't forget, they're also backed by a county. Do you get what? They're also
so they got accounting money?
I don't know, but I'm saying they're also...
That's like having Saudi money, but grassroots.
But I'm not talking about money though. I'm not just talking about money.
Yeah, but we're talking about paying players.
We're talking about paying players right here specifically to this topic. Yes, they're able to get players to come down in it. But to be honest...
Which team's getting more bang for their buck?
East London Ballers.
Oui.
Of course, East London Ballers. We played them 4 or 5 times this season. And I'll be honest, they're a great team, don't get me wrong. I'll never diss out a team. But I think we've played like 3 different teams every single time we've played them. They've had a core of certain players.
So hold on, they got A, B, C.
They could have an A, B, C team. No, I'm being serious. They're that good. They could have.
Sign me up to the budget, man. Oi, Carvel, sign me up to the budget, man. Come on, director of media or something, man. Jeez.
Yeah, they're. But don't forget as well. All right, cool. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. So Highgate and East London Ballers.
Yeah.
How I look at things, I take a step back and I think to myself, how can we compete against these teams? How do we get the buy-in from players the way they have? They've got pull because obviously we're living in a climate where everyone needs something in their pocket. And if you're offering that to come down on a Sunday and play football, you're gonna turn up. I would. You're gonna turn up because that's contributing towards your bills and your outgoings and things like that. So
you mean you might need to stop on those little flights and rather and start paying towards some of get a little Jermaine Francis back here, or Ruben, or you know what I'm saying, or Step 1 player here. No more flights for you, bro.
Listen, like I said to you off camera, Hatch Lane is considering all avenues right now. Okay, but back to the topic. I think Highgate and East London Ballers they're doing what's necessary because ultimately the goal is to win the London Cup, respectively, is to win the London Cup and to win the Nationals. Highgate have just won the Nationals. East London Ballers just got to the semi-finals. So what it shows is it does bring some kind of success.
So money talks.
Money talks. It does. And the way I look at that, I don't look at that with any type of resentment because how I look at things is Hatch Lane have won a trophy every single year. I call it year 1 was 2002, even though we've been going since 2009, but after COVID, we come on YouTube and things like that. We've been competing against these boys and the other team in our league who you said are on the decline right now, but I don't know about that.
What, Baiteze, they are?
You saying they're on the decline?
But where did they finish in your mini league?
But let's not have
in your 5-a-side league, where did they finish, bro? And listen, I'm still getting onto you, Dre. He's trying to steal my bars. Listen,
who?
Dre from Baiteze. Yeah. When I went on their podcast and called it a 5-a-side league, they laughed. Then when they did their own thing, what they call it, a Snapchat
group chat.
Snapchat group chat, there you go. Try and recycle my bars, Dre. I see you, I see you, my boy. But yeah, Baiteze on the decline. They will be great again, but listen, they missed out a lot of players. They need a new gaffer. They're on the decline, bro.
Well, I would never, listen, I can't say that. If that's what you want to...
Where did they finish, Kev?
Yeah, but where did we finish last season, though?
No, listen, we don't talk in the past, talk in the present, bro. We just finished this season. Where did you finish in the league?
This season?
Yeah.
Second.
Right, where did Baiteze finish?
I don't actually know.
Exactly,
4th.
There you go. Fourth. How many teams?
6.
Brother, Rootz talks facts, bro. Listen, when you want to reply back to this, just say, okay, does Rootz talk facts or not? Because again, Baiteze finished.
They finished 4th.
Right, you finished.
2nd.
Where did East London Ballers finish?
Top.
Right, so Baiteze on the decline. It's facts. The facts are there. Because I'm sure they didn't finish 4th the season before, no?
Let me ask you a question then. Is Hatch Lane on the decline?
Yeah.
What would make you say that?
Because you lost.
The league?
You lost the league, got slapped up in the final, Nationals, joke. You said you was out by December.
No, I agree.
There you go.
I agree. I would say to you that we are on the decline because we bottled it, innit? We bottled it at the end of the day.
So you're Spursy?
No, but Spurs, did they win?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, let's not talk about
You're old school Spurs, not new school Spurs.
Yeah, but the reason I say that is because we won a trophy this season, they didn't. So it's like...
So you are Spurs? You're right on track with Spurs then? Hatch Lane Hotspur. Hatch Lane Hotspur,
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying... No, but...
Yo.
Yeah, no,
you're doing better than Baiteze, put it that way.
We have done this season.
Yeah.
We
You're allowed to say that, man.
Yeah,
it's not that serious, people.
Yeah.
Like, don't take it that serious. I joke, innit? Like, Baiteze will be back. You don't need to
100%. They've got the pool to be able to get players. So
the thing is, though, I don't think they've still got it like that, though.
You don't think?
Nah.
What's that down to?
I think it's down to a few things. I feel like they've lost a lot of their core players, like the old school players that we grew up watching. Even back to Theola. Like, now they've lost Josh Asude, Ruben Jr. Again, that helped them win the London Cup. So that pool is no longer there now. Do you know what I mean?
I hear it.
The main core people that I watch there now is Joel Mensah, Imeds, And that's it. I don't even see Quincy anymore.
Yeah.
Who else is there? I don't see any more regulars that I grew up watching. Like, it's like, I always use the same example. If you rip out Strapsy and Big G from SC Dons, it's not the same no more. It's not the same no more. You might still have a Montel who can still, you know, provide personality and you're used to. You might still have, I don't know, Nathan Palmer or Ryan Palmer in the background, but those are the main two people in it. So if you rip them two out of there, done, innit?
I agree, because obviously, like you know, these individuals are huge characters, and it's more than just on the pitch, innit? Like, it's what draws you to watch episodes every single Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree with you there, because I watch everyone, right? And I watch them not just because they're in our league, because I've been watching them since before we were on YouTube, and that's 4 years ago. So I understand what you're saying. It's not got that same pull, and there's many other things that I've seen which suggest that, but whatever, innit?
Okay. So